Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode number 229 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media, and we are circling back with one of our favorites. He's joining us, I assume, from Dunedin, Florida. That would be Blue Jays right-hander Chris Bassitt. Am I right?
That's correct.
Okay. How is beautiful Dunedin at this time of year?
Beautiful, hot, sunny. Can't beat it for baseball weather.
Yeah, I don't even know where Dunedin is. I've never been to Blue Jays camp. Help me out.
Tampa.
Oh, that's essentially what it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's 30 minutes outside of Tampa, west, southwest of Tampa.
Okay. All right. Is it considered a suburb?
I mean, there's a major bridge that separates the two, but I mean, it's just a different town outside of Tampa.
Oh, okay. All right, good. All right, well, we are very excited at the Chris Rose Rotation because we had off-season moves we had to make as a franchise. We are more than overjoyed to welcome Chris Bassitt as an official member of the Chris Rose Rotation throughout the 2024 season. Welcome aboard. Have you filled out your 401k paperwork and everything?
Yeah. Big pay jump this year. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Well, just wait for your John Boy Media arbitration years. I mean,
can't wait.
It goes insane. Well, listen, one of the many reasons I love having you on, in addition to you being a Cleveland Browns fan, is the fact that you speak from the heart. You tell us like it is. You take us inside the clubhouse. You let us know what your thoughts are in the baseball world. And I think people now more so than ever appreciate honesty. So thank you for doing that. We appreciate it, man.
No problem. I appreciate y'all.
Okay. So let's start with this. Is Tim Mayza still wearing 4-10 as his jersey number this year?
No, he's back to just being Tim, but the newest one is his MLB The Show ranking. So that's the old 69 that he got. So that's the new controversy that we got.
No. Okay. Well, let's start there. That, of course, we're taping this on a Friday. MLB The Show 24 came out last night. Is that true that it's stuck on 69?
Yeah, it's a pretty horrible rating, and someone completely forgot to look up Tim Mayza's stats last year because he was one of the best lefties in all of baseball. So whoever gave him 69. They didn't do their homework one bit.
Okay, well, in addition to maybe it not being 100% accurate, 69 is about the worst number that you could have in a major league clubhouse when you're dealing with guys who are kind of still stuck on a sophomore high school level.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It might be better than 99, so you just don't even know. You don't even know who's trying to give him the right grade.
Do you know what you're graded out at?
I don't, honestly. I really don't. I want to say like low 80s or 80. I'm not even sure. I really know. I'll be honest with you. I don't play MLB The Show at all. Like once baseball starts, I'm not playing more baseball games. So no disrespect to MLB The Show, but I don't play baseball games.
Do you watch baseball games when you're not partaking? I know you got a young
Yeah, for sure. I truly enjoy the actual game, but when it comes to a video game, I'm going to play video games that are not baseball games. I'm not going to play a video game.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you a gamer though?
A little bit. Like I like the shooter games, Call of Duty, all that kind of thing.
Got it. But I do want to get back to Mayza. First of all, 4-10 for those of us that have played fantasy, like usually the worst record in the league, like it's 2-12 or like 4-10 wasn't. I didn't think it was like the worst thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, he had a lot of bad luck. Even the bad luck was like how many points were scored against him. Obviously, that's a huge thing. And then me and him made a trade. I traded him Kirk Cousins, and he gave me Trevor Lawrence. So I kind of think that kind of sunk his ship right then and there was him getting Kirk Cousins, and obviously, unfortunately for Kirk, he got hurt. So, I mean, it was a long road of a lot of injuries, but yeah, 4-10 was it.
Didn't you tell me that you had a ton of injuries too, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I lost my first three round picks. I lost Nick Chubb. I lost Aaron Rodgers. Well, I tell you about. I lost my first two round because I had Garrett Wilson, but I mean, Garrett Wilson without Aaron Rodgers was essentially
right.
Yeah, really, really bad. So, I had all my eggs in the Aaron Rodgers basket last year, and that went to hell really quick.
Shame on you. Yeah. You tried. You bought in, didn't you?
I did. I said the old man's going to do it one more time, and that that lasted, 3 plays or 4 plays?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you should have taken the under on his 5-play season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who won the league in Blue Jay camp?
Danny Jansen. So the funny part is that Danny Jansen last year, or 2 years ago, he was dead last and Tim was first. So then this past year, Tim was last and Danny Jansen was first. So there was a big flip.
Can you give me a price range of what first place is?
Honestly, I'm in so many leagues, I really, really don't know. I don't want to say a number and then be like, wait, what's going on? So I really don't know. I really don't. I mean, it's a
Okay,
good amount of money, but like, I'm not sure.
what is the richest league you play in? Like who's in that one? Who's in the baller league?
The Mets one was a little crazy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
is that Scherzer?
Yeah, I mean, of course, Max is not going to do anything half-hearted. So
It's like playing poker though with the really rich. You got to be careful because even
yeah,
though
yeah,
you've made a very nice living, like Scherzer's kind of a different stratosphere.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't. He can lose the amount of money that I have and not think about it.
And by the way, he probably plays fantasy football as intently as he pitches, is my guess.
Yeah, he had the whole analytic team, like basically running his team, and they didn't even make the playoffs, which that was great. So, yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
All right, so we are now less than 2 weeks from opening day. Are you just bored to tears?
It's a tough time in spring because I feel like obviously it's such like a double-edged sword because I feel like position players are like we really need these next 2 weeks to really like make sure our bodies are ready, we're healthy, we're good to go. Um, but from a pitching standpoint, I'm like start the season tomorrow. Like I think these next 2 weeks, it's almost like yeah, we're still building up, but at the same time, like to me, the issue is like after like 2 innings, my adrenaline like goes to like zero. Like I'm like, all right, I'm over this. Like let's just get through the game. Obviously in season, like that's not the case at all. Your adrenaline's going through the whole game. But yeah, I mean, I would start the season tomorrow if I was allowed to.
It's interesting because you said this is for position players. I thought everybody told me that spring training was for pitchers.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true. Like, I mean, the amount of the way that pitchers handle their bodies now and the way that pitchers, and I'm not saying me personally, but the way that pitchers come in, they're throwing 95, 96. I mean, guys are basically ready for the season almost 2 weeks once the camp starts from the pitching standpoint. But I think from playing, I mean, you can't simulate as a position player. You can't simulate playing a position, taking at bats, sitting down, going to play a position, running the bases. Like you just can't simulate that every single day. Like there's just no possible way to do that. So I think the position player side is why I think spring training needs to be a little longer rather than the pitcher side.
Have you guys had a discussion who's the opening day starter? Because Gossman's a little banged up right now.
No, I mean, I really don't think we're too like as crazy as it is. I mean, I think it's cute, and I don't say cute in like the wrong term, but like opening day is a very special day. Obviously, but to me, like opening day is more so like it's special. Like, hey, you're on the team. I don't think it's so much as like you're the starter opening day. I could be. This is just me personally. I don't care. I don't care about that. Like I think it's just like, all right, the season has started. The games actually count now, and you're one of the 5 guys. I don't look at it as like the first game is way more special than the second or third or like the fifth game. Like I think it's just as special as if you're the fifth starter or the first starter. I think that's just as special in my opinion.
All right, more of the show coming your way. But first, I want to tell you about a different podcast and video series that you're simply not going to want to miss. It is called The Deal. It is co-hosted by none other than former Yankees legend, A-Rod. That's right, Alex Rodriguez. Every week, he teams up with Bloomberg reporter Jason Kelly. They speak with big-time athletes and entertainers, executives as well. Already, Maria Sharapova, Michael Strahan, Derek Jeter, not only his teammate on the New York Yankees, but his teammate on the Fox Baseball pregame show as well. The Deal takes you behind the scenes and into the world of sports and media and entertainment, dives into the wins and losses and lessons learned along the way. And A-Rod's got a bunch of lessons. I mean, he hasn't shied away from the controversy that he has faced. The highs of winning a world championship, being the highest paid player in the game, being the number one overall draft pick, the lows of being out of baseball and working his way back and then getting back to the top. He's the owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves as well as everything else. So he's got a lot of stories to share, and he also gets A-plus guests. So from Bloomberg Podcasts and Bloomberg Originals, you can listen to The Deal on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. A-Rod, we'll see you soon. What was your first opening day? What year was that?
2015.
So that was with Oakland?
Yeah.
And what do you remember?
I want to say it was 2015. I'm pretty sure that is. Maybe it was 2016. But anyway, whatever time it was, the only thing I really remember is like I was like super, super nervous, like through camp. I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna make the team, don't know if I'm gonna make the team. And I was pitching pretty well, and like Bomel walked up to me and like just like usually has like a weird normal conversation with me either about basketball or golf or whatever it may be. And he just like walks up to me and he's like, hey, you know you made the team, right? And like I was like taken back. I was like, I did not know that. But like I'm not sure what my answer was to him, but it's completely locked me up. And I still remember it to this day, like, holy crap, I made the team kind of thing. So that was the cool moment.
You just got a little choked up about it, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I think that's what I honestly, to me, like say like they name Berrios, the opening day starter. Say they name me, say they name Gosman, whoever it may be. To me, I'm not like super excited for Berrios or Gosman. Like they've done it. Like I've started opening day. Berrios started opening day. Gosman starting opening day. Manoah starting opening day. To me, it's the rookie guy that has never started opening day. You get to like, announce your name on the field, and like the emotion that they go through. That's what I like to look at, and like I see who's starting the actual game for us. I don't care
Well, it all makes sense because like I love that too. I'm a sap anyway, I guess now being a father of two whose boys are 23 and 18, and like my last one, it has 10 more high school games left, and that's it. I'm sure I'm going to cry like a little baby at the end of this whole thing, but just seeing that, like knowing what your families are probably feeling, sitting there in the stands, we see you guys work 3 hours a day. We don't see you having to drive hours and hours, and your family and your siblings making all these sacrifices behind the scenes so that you can live out your dream. Like, I imagine that's the shit that just tears at your heartstrings, doesn't it?
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, I think the emotion that your family shows, like once like you kind of get to like some type of goal, because I mean, obviously, I mean, yeah, we definitely have made sacrifices, but to like sit here and think like our wives or our girlfriends or obviously our mom and dad, they haven't made a ton of sacrifices. Like, I mean, they're completely changing their lifestyles just to make sure that we're like set kind of thing. So, for us to kind of have success, obviously, I think they're able to kind of sit back and say like, dang, it was worth it. Like everything that I gave up for you, like it was worth it. So that to me is really, really cool and really special, especially watching the young guys.
When Bomel told you made the team, did you like run in and did you call your wife? Did you call your parents? And if so, was there a reaction that you remember that was
It was like
overwhelming?
it was right before like the spring training game started. So like I had to sit there for like 4 or 5 innings and watch the game, and I just wanted to go inside and be like tell everybody. But yeah, like so I had to sit there for like 5 innings, and I really don't even know what the hell happened in the game because I was like, there's only one thing in my mind. It was like I made the team, so like, all right, let's get this game over with.
So when you eventually told them,
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, obviously, super emotional, super happy, super proud. And it was a really cool moment.
that's awesome. The Blue Jays, you guys added a couple veterans since we last spoke in the offseason. Justin Turner, who at 39 is still a really productive bat. He's also going to make an enormous difference, I imagine, in that clubhouse. Could you feel it right away when my buddy the Ginger walked in?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think just how professional he is, how I mean, he shows up early, leaves late. To me, honestly, how involved he is, like you can't really tell he's basically a month on this team. How comfortable he is, like helping the guys, how open he is. There's obviously a very big reason why he's had so much success and why his name, if you talk about him, everyone loves him. It's just, I mean, he does everything right. And I mean, yeah, I mean, I can't even put into words almost how I think valuable he is to our team right now.
I know you haven't been there a ton of years, but you were there last year, and you guys are really talented, like 1 through 26. You're right up there with the best in the sport. I always felt like you were missing something, whatever it is, and I think that Justin provides that. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I like it. Like, to be honest with you, here's the thing, like 29 other teams were missing something. Like, I mean, they were missing something. Like you look at, say, Arizona made an unbelievable run. They were missing something. Like all the teams that Texas beat last year, they were missing something. Um, so I think people look at like our talent and say, like, you guys are just off, something's wrong, you're missing something, whatever it may be. I kind of look back at like our Oakland days when we had a super talented team, and everyone's like, you guys were just like either just too young or you're missing something or whatever it may be. I really just think it was just like the time for you guys to win a World Series just wasn't now. And eventually, I think that clicks, and then all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, like they're like the team to beat. And I think failure provides that route. I don't think you just luck into winning a World Series. I don't think you luck into winning multiple playoff games and multiple playoff series. I think you have to go through hard times. And um, unfortunately, obviously with this organization, we've went through hard times the last couple of years, having a really talented team. But in saying all that, I think we're in a better place for it. I think guys are more hungry than they have been. I think obviously we've been to the playoffs. Now you kind of know what to expect. You bring in guys like Justin Turner who've been there, who've done that. And I just think you just learn. Like I said, I think there's too big of a deal made from a standpoint of like you guys are just off or there's something missing. There's something missing. I just don't agree with that. Just because I would say that you look at all these teams, there's only one team right now that can honestly say we have nothing missing, and that's the Rangers. I mean, they're the team to beat.
Even though they're missing Scherzer and DeGrom, and somebody else is missing.
They just lost Nate, right? He just got hurt.
Evaldi?
No. Their first baseman.
Oh yeah, Nathaniel Lowe. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dinged up. I think he's got an oblique. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a little banged up.
But I mean, at the same time, like, okay, you're like everyone's going to have injuries. You're going to get banged up. That's part of the game. But like, in the end of the day, they're looking at their clubhouse and be like, we have the guys. Like we've been there, we've done that. We have the guys. We're the team to beat, and they've earned that right, rightfully so. So,
well, but with you, you've been on some really good teams, and you've been on some teams where you look around, you're like, this. I know I'm a professional, but it's going to be a long year. Like we're not going to be kissing that commissioner's trophy at the end of the year. We just know it, but we're going to try hard.
Yeah.
You look around this clubhouse, and you're like, damn, this could be really special. Isn't that what you say?
No doubt about it. I mean, I think you start the season, and I think 15 teams genuinely have a chance, and I think 15 teams are just lying to themselves. And I think we're one of the 15 teams that, I mean, truly have a chance. We have the pitching, we have the hitting, we have the defense. Now it's just putting it all together, and then obviously there's a lot of luck when it comes into like injuries and stuff like that. So yes, we have a puncher's chance, so to speak, to win it. Now it's just doing all the little things right and trying to put us in the best spot possible.
When you're on one of those 15 teams that's lying to themselves, are there little conversations among like some of the guys who know, like really know? Are you like, it's gonna be tough?
No, I mean, I truly just think you do know. I mean, I was with a couple of those Oakland teams before, obviously, like Olson and Chapman, all those guys were there. I mean, we were outgunned before we even showed up to the park. I mean, we could have played our best game, and even sometimes our best game wasn't good enough. So, You just know. You just don't have the guys. You just don't have the guys. If our best guy had a really good game and their best guy has a really good game, we lost the game. So it's just it is the sport. It is what it is, and that's why I think having a team and ownership group that genuinely cares about winning is so big.
Yeah, that's nice. If I had told you at the beginning of the offseason that Matt Chapman would sign for $54 million, you would have said,
I mean, I would have said it's obviously not that many years then. Like he took a smaller term deal, and he probably picked where he wanted to go, honestly. And I think I'll be honest with you, I think yeah, people I think probably were thinking he was going to make a whole lot more money and get a whole lot more years. But at the end of the day, I mean, I know how much he wanted to play for Bowmill, and I know how much he wanted to be in California, which is where he's from. So, um, I think he just picked what's best for him and his family. I mean, to be quite honest with you.
Whee! The thrill and excitement of March Mania is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps, is giving new customers a shot to turn $5 into $150 instantly in bonus bets with any college basketball bet. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code ROSE, and new customers can bet $5 to get $150 instantly in bonus bets only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. With promo code ROSE, the crown is yours.
March 15th, the day we're taping this, Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery are currently unemployed.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make your stomach turn?
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know the answers. Obviously, I don't know if we'll ever know the answers as to why. I have some gut feelings, but out of respect to them, I don't want to say it just because I don't want to like hurt them in the process. Like I would never want someone talking about my free agency if it was going right or wrong when I'm not signed yet, because I mean, I think they're one like two of the best pitchers in our game, but I mean, obviously something is not right. They need to be on a team. Like they those two pitchers, those two guys are guys that you need to have a chance to win a World Series. So to have those two guys still sitting out there is just crazy.
Doesn't sit well with me that we've now had football free agency and basically every high price ticket item is off the shelf. And here are two of the best players. I think it's ridiculous. I've yelled and screamed at the top of my lungs just as a fan to get free agency moving. I understand it is your livelihood, and I respect the hell out of that. I want a kid to be able to go buy. Thankfully, Ohtani signed before the holidays, so kids could go buy their new Ohtani jerseys for the holidays, right? Like that to me helps the sport, that you can have 3 months to gear it up, and the marketing department can. Here we are, we're less than 2 weeks away, and two dudes are just sitting there. Like there's something seriously wrong. And I don't know if it's collusion. I don't know if Scott Boras overshot the runway. I have no idea what happened here. But it pisses me off, and I wish we had answers.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of things. I mean, one of the biggest things too is I just we need more owners that are trying to win. I mean, that's another big thing. We need more owners that are trying to win. I mean, if you're a high market, really good player, and there's only 6-7 teams even remotely wanting you, that's just crazy. Like that's crazy. So I mean, yeah, we just need more teams that want to win.
Do you know John Fisher, the A's owner, at all?
No, I mean I've had a number of conversations with him, and they've all been very good. They've all been obviously some trying times with me, especially like when I got hit in the face and stuff like that. And he's always been super helpful for me and my family. So I can't really say anything bad about him when it comes to me personally, but I mean, nothing outside of that. I never talked business with him or anything like that.
Does it break your heart to see what's happening out there?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, obviously, I still love Oakland. I love all the people of Oakland. I have so many friends that are still playing for, I mean, like working with Oakland, that I just want the best for them. And I just feel like them holding themselves in limbo for so long, it's just like something has to happen. I don't know what it is. Something has to happen. It's just not fair for anybody involved. It's not fair for the players to I mean, we heard it. I mean, when I was in 2014, 2015, 2016, we were having constant meetings about either a new stadium or this is what we're going to do. And it was just like beating the old drum over and over and over and over. To me, it's just like enough's enough. Like these people deserve an answer one way or another. Like rip the Band-Aid off one way or another. And I mean, you hear so much about like the Vegas issue of there's issues there or whatever it may be. Like the mayor comes out and says, we don't even want you, basically. I don't even know. It's a mess. It's always been a mess though. Like like for 10 years now that I've been following this and I've been emotionally involved, it's been a mess for a decade.
Exactly where it's been. You nailed it. Let's get back to some happier things. Joey Votto, native Canadian, has signed a minor league deal with you guys. When that happened, was there a little bit of like spring in your step? Like, holy shit, this could happen.
Yeah, I mean, he's unbelievable. He's like a world-class hitter. Obviously, we're hoping for catching a great year out of him later in his career. But I mean, what he's able to bring, like his knowledge of baseball, his understanding of the game, how smart he is. He reminds me a lot of Turner, honestly, when it comes to showing up to the field super early, works his butt off. Like he's just a grinder. Like he loves to work. And it's awesome to see because I think young guys, when they see older guys like Turner and Votto and like, hey, like this is like Votto, future Hall of Famer, and he's working this hard, like this is what I need to do. Like this is the standard of how good he is, what he does. I need to follow this. So just to have those type of guys in the room, it literally cannot hurt. So I'm super excited for him. Hopefully he has an unbelievable year.
Yeah, I want to see him. You know, he signed a minor league deal. I want to see him get there because I want to see what the hell the ovation's going to look like when he has his first at bat. I mean, Joey Votto, I don't know if he's going to be number 19 or whatever he's going to end up being. You even know what number he's wearing?
I should know, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, geez, come on.
Yeah.
He's on the backfields right now. We'll see.
I don't think he's been in a big league game yet. So
no. He's supposed to play. I think I read he might play this weekend in a big league game.
Yeah.
So that'd be awesome.
You know more than me then, so there you go. Yeah.
That's all right. We just, my job is to keep up on baseball. I can let you know. If you need a scouting report, I'm here for you, bud.
Yeah, text me his number. I don't know that. Be like, what number am I looking for?
But I mean, that time when he steps into the batter's box as a Canadian guy who wears that Toronto pride on his sleeve, grew up 25 minutes from the ballpark, that place the roof might blow off.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to equate this, but like Jordan Romano, our closer, like he grew up 20 minutes north of the city of Toronto. So like Romano is like loved in Toronto. Like he is like their closer, Canadians closer, all this stuff. Like I think Votto like will somehow trump that, obviously, just because of the career that Votto has had, and rightfully so. But I mean, yeah, it would be very, very special, no doubt.
I love every aspect of Joey Votto except on social media. And I know you're on social media, but you're not on it a ton, following stuff. I know. Like the last 2 weeks before he got signed, he kept putting out these things like he's at a car wash and he's like, oh, this isn't spring training. And then the highly controversial shopping cart thing. Did you see that?
No.
Okay. All right, here we go. This is Joey Votto.
I'm sick of this. If someone doesn't sign me, I'm not going to put my shopping carts away.
Carts are a lot like golf balls. You just want to get close to the hole. Nice.
I did not see that. That is so funny. I did not see that.
Loof and I got in a big argument about the shopping cart thing, getting it close enough. Where do you stand?
Yeah, I think the way that Votto is, though, I think after that video, he might have organized all the shopping carts for somebody, though. Yeah, I think he put on a good show there, but I think he definitely cleaned up after himself. But yeah, if you don't put the shopping cart away, big problem with me.
Thank you.
Got to put it away. Like,
thank you. Lou says 90% of the time he does. He's like, well, sometimes I got my kids in the car. I said, shut the doors and lock it. They're not going anywhere. Go walk 10 feet to go put your cart back.
Yeah, I got 100% of the time have to put it away.
See?
It says a lot about you as a person if you don't put it away.
You are nailing this. You're absolutely. To me, it's a non-discussion.
No, it's not. It's you have to do it. Like,
really upsetting. All right. So we go from Votto, your current teammate, to a former teammate and a former housemate of yours out in Oakland, Andrew Chafin. He is with the Tigers. Did you see his spring training interview recently?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Here
I want to say like my brother or someone sent it to me, and oh my gosh, it's so Chafin. It's so funny. Like, I love him.
Here we go. Let's give a listen for those of you that didn't.
You still got that nasty slider. It looks as that thing's still just trying to clean up a little bit. And you talked about maybe, some little mental issues, but just getting the mind straightened away, throwing more strikes, cutting down on the walks, and then throwing that nasty slider.
You said a whole lot right there, and I can't remember exactly what you said.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. He is one of one. He is one of the most special people in baseball. Everyone should love Andrew Chafin. He's one of the best teammates, one of the best dudes. He's so funny. I love him.
So when he ended up in Oakland and lived with you, I remember that he actually did this show from your place and showed us his beer drawer that he had in your fridge.
Yeah.
I could totally imagine that guy's wearing tighty whities and nothing else around your house. Like I could see that happening.
Yeah, he was awesome. One of the best roommates. Like, he was always just basically AutoCADing stuff. So just like trying to draw house plans, and he was just having a good old time with me and my wife there. So yeah, I mean, I love that guy.
So he cleaned up after himself, no problem.
Yeah, super respectful, like super respectful. I think, honest to God, if Toronto was like redid it, like obviously we have 2 kids now, so it's a little different. But if we had an open room, my wife still the open door, still invitation. He's allowed to come back. He's awesome.
Did he do his own laundry and stuff?
Oh yeah, cleaned up, everything, super respectful, just A plus roomie. I don't know if you want to have a roomie in the big leagues anymore, but A plus roomie.
No, you have a roommate.
Yeah.
You said I do many years ago. Yeah. That's your roommate.
I got 3 roommates right now.
Yeah, yes, you do. Who is like one of your boys from your big league journey here that you could never have lived with?
I would say Brett Anderson. Anderson, I love Brett Anderson, but he loves to watch movies, and I want to go to bed. Like, I remember him all the time with like, hey, let's go watch a show, all this stuff. Our clocks are way different, way different. Like, he loves to hang out, and I love to hang out with the guys after the game and stuff like that. But yeah, he was a whole different time frame than me. I wanted to go to bed, and he was still ready to watch 3 more shows.
Okay. Those kooky left-handers, you got to keep your eye on them at all points.
Yeah.
All right. There was a really interesting column in The Athletic a few weeks ago. They talked to the Rangers lead physician, a guy named Dr. Keith Meister. And he was talking about the lack of healthy arms right now in Major League Baseball. I want to get your thoughts on it. Dr. Meister said these front offices, unfortunately, are living in more the moment than taking a longer, broader view. He talked a lot about, obviously, velocity and how guys that sign the paychecks, that's the deal. That's what we're paying for. They talked about the hard sweeper, the changeup, the hard changeup as well, and the damage that could be doing to the arm long term. Do you think that too many front offices have a short-term view on pitching and not enough concern about player health?
Yeah, obviously analytic based. I think, how do I even say this? We started, when I say we, MLB started a very, very, very big issue. I can't even tell you when. It was probably 10 years ago when decided that 97 was way, way, way more valuable than 91. Like, obviously you have the metrics and you say like, okay, batting averages against 97 are a lot better against 91. But the issue that I had was you started a problem where I would see a guy throwing 90 miles an hour, say out of the bullpen, and he would have a 3.7 ERA. And then you'd have a guy throwing 98 out of the bullpen and he would have a 4.7 ERA. Well, all of a sudden, the next year comes around, the guy throwing 90 was a non-roster invite, and the guy throwing 97 was invited back, even though he had a better year than the guy throwing 97. So you set the precedent that stuff meant more than stats. Well, then everyone in baseball started chasing stuff because they're like, you guys are changing the goalposts, so to speak, of what you want. You don't really want stats, you want stuff, and then you're hoping for stats. So there's a massive, massive, massive trickle-down effect when that happened, when everyone saw that, because everyone started chasing velo. All the velos went up, all the stuff went up. And so the minor leaguers started throwing harder. Well, then colleges said, well, if I want to get to the minor leagues, I got to throw 95 plus. So all the colleges started throwing harder. And then all the high schoolers saw the colleges throwing harder. So all the high school kids try to chase velo. So you started from the big leagues, and now you literally have high schoolers chasing velo because everyone says you have to have stuff because MLB said you had to have stuff. So of course injuries are going to happen at an alarming rate because you have a natural human body that's not made to say throw 95, 96, 97. They're made to throw 91, 92, and that's okay. But we're not teaching pitching. We're teaching stuff. And I feel pretty comfortable talking about this because I feel like we do an unbelievable job here in Toronto of not doing that. Like, I would say we're one of the very few teams. Honestly, I'll give a lot of credit here. I think Texas is not like that either anymore. I really do. I think that's why they had so much success last year, is they started kind of going away from that. I just think we have to get back, and I think we have to start setting the precedent in MLB where we care about pitching rather than throwing. And until we do that, you can't expect a college guy to come into pro ball and then complain about how they can't pitch when you set the precedent that you don't care about pitching. And I mean, this is a broad spectrum, but I think the ripple effects of what we have done is just is drastic. It was way more than we ever thought.
That is a phenomenal explanation. I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy, but I do think part of this is predicated on not having to pay enormous salaries somewhere down the road. Pitchers are still I mean, Yamamoto never threw a pitch. He's already the highest paid pitcher over here. So guys are going to get paid.
Yeah.
But now the league average time span for a major league pitcher is 2.7 years, according to that column in The Athletic. That is not very long. That means that we're going to run you into the ground before year 6, and you can go away and go do your next career because you're not going to be able to have a career that lasts that long. That you might not be able to hit free agency. Am I barking up the wrong tree here?
I don't. I think you have a stance in that, but I think the issue is that you have, like when I came up, like 97 was hard. Like you were throwing hard. Like when I got drafted in 2011, like you can probably count on one hand how many guys were throwing 100. Like truthfully, maybe two hands. Maybe we had like 10 guys, maybe in the big leagues that were throwing 100. Now we have 6, 7 guys in our organization that throw 100. Like, and everyone, I mean, every organization is very, very similar where, I mean, velo is king now. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, to me, I just think it's like, okay, if we have 60, I mean, if we have 6 guys that throw 97, those 6 guys are super valuable to us. But if we have 26 guys that throw 97, then we can just rotating door them a little bit. But I think, again, the biggest issue is I think biomechanically, like their body was not made to throw 97. They're maxed out right now. And naturally, they're not made to throw that. They're made to throw 93 and learn to pitch throwing 93, and then you can be healthy. But I mean, we're training training dragsters sports cars rather than trying to train a freaking beautiful car that gets 200,000 miles now. I mean, that's the reality.
Did you chase velo?
Yeah, and I blew out. I have a scar to prove it. I mean, my velo jumped. I felt great. I did all the things. I don't want to say what I did because I don't want to like hurt anyone kind of thing. But yeah, I chased velo and I blew my arm out literally the next spring training. So, I mean, I literally told myself I'll never do it again.
So you regret it?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't regret it because the amount of things that it taught me is invaluable to me. I feel like I'm the pitcher today because I blew out. I feel like how I take care of my body, the relationships that I have with the strength staff and the training room staff and the pitching coaches and the head coaches, I learned all of that through Tommy John. I'm not saying Tommy John is a good thing. I don't want a kid to be like, I need Tommy John because this is what it's going to teach me. That's not the case. That's not true. That just what was my story. But that created kind of who I am today. So I don't regret chasing velo. Now, do I regret doing it? And I wish I never had to do that to learn the lessons I learned. Yes, I wish I never had to do that.
Wow. I know you're busy. I got one last thing, and this is it. You will face Juan Soto many, many times this year since you're in the division. You threw, I don't even know how fast the curveball was, but it was awesome. Did you laugh a little bit inside?
No. Listen, I know facing Juan Soto, like he's a showman. He's one of the world's best hitters. And he's a showman obviously that's the Soto shuffle and all this stuff. I don't want to show up Juan Soto. Like, I'm not saying I'm afraid or whatever it may be, but like I want Juan Soto to not even know who I am. Like, I don't need Juan Soto mad at me and locked in every single time I faced him. So like I tried to like literally 0%, like this is not going to happen. Like, so I feel like other pitchers might like Juan Soto shuffled back at him kind of thing. And then, then all of a sudden he hits 3 home runs off you in the year. And then you're really smiling then. So no, I got him. I just hope he never gets me. That's it. Like he's, I mean, literally one of the world's best hitters, if not the world's best hitter. So yeah. I do not want to show him up.
Little secret here. He knows who you are.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely know who he is. I'll tell you that.
He's probably one of the best hitters you've ever faced, huh?
I have such love. Like, I don't know if anyone's going to trump this, but vintage Miggy was still, I think, the best hitter I'll ever face. But Soto, I mean, without a doubt he'll never be beat. I mean, he's cemented in the top 5. Like he's cemented in the top 5. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know who the top 5 are, but Miggy's number 1. And like I said, I don't think anyone can have a chance to knock that off.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. At least you picked a Hall of Famer. It's a pretty good one. Had the list.
Yeah.
Pretty good. All right. Listen, dude, we're very excited. We'll be checking in every 5-6 weeks. We'll get you on road trips. I don't like taking you away from your family time up there in Toronto, but I appreciate you making some time. I know people love, I mean, you take us to places that we haven't gone a lot on this show. So I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it and continuing to build that relationship. And, we'll keep the Browns talk to a minimum for everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Stay healthy. Enjoy the start of the year. And I'll catch up with you probably sometime in late April. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Appreciate you, buddy.
For
our amazing producer, Robbie Scirocco, and now a John Boy Media family member in Chris Bassitt. It's always good to have another Chris around here. I am Chris Rose. We will see you next time here on the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media.